Hello, welcome back. In this session, we are going to see what functions are. Now, functions allow us to do something and return some values. So, for this first session, we will not see about returning the values, but we will see about arguments, parameters, and the argument object. Arguments object. So, here I have a simple script tag. Now, let me declare a function. The way you declare a function is just type function and just type first name comma last name and give opening brace, closing brace, and inside this opening brace, closing brace, we will just mention a console.log and we will say first name. Alright. In the second one, we will say last name. Okay, so this is the function declaration. Now we need to invoke this function. So the way to invoke this function is, okay, I forgot the function name over here, function test. Alright, now I need to invoke this function. So the way to invoke this function is test and give some values A, B, C, D, E, F. That's all you need to do to invoke this function. Now let's run this in our favorite browser and check. Close the existing window. Okay, it has loaded. Now press F12. You will be sent to the console and there you can see A, B, C and D, E, F getting printed. So this is how you print to the console using a function. The next thing we want to see is something different. Now here you have to specify the number of parameters, the number of arguments which match the number of parameters when we call the function. So this will be tedious. If you have one more over here, say A, B, C, D, E, F and X, Y, Z, then you will have to increase the number of arguments over here. What if you don't want to do that? Say I want to totally remove this. Now what will happen? It will fail. It will say first name is not defined. Let's see in the browser. Okay, there you go. I opened the console now. And you see uncaught reference error, file first name is not defined. So how to get over this problem? The way to do that is using something called arguments object. Now arguments object is used whenever you want to find out how many arguments were passed to your function. So the way to do that is, first I will put a for loop over here. I will remove all these things. Now I will put a for loop for var I is equal to 0, I less than arguments. Since it is an object, arguments has a property called length. So I will use it over here. This will give the number of arguments that were passed. and then I will open the for loop brace over here. I will close the for loop brace over here. Now I am going to print the arguments which are passed as we call this function. So console.log arguments I. This is how you extract the arguments that are passed to your function. I will run it now. Alright, F12. Alright, here you see A, B, C, D, E, F are getting printed as, and here we have an additional advantage. We don't need to mention the individual arguments in the function. Now we will see another concept. This arguments object, it has several methods or functions in it, and or properties, you can say. It has several properties with it. So let's explore one by one the properties. Now we have something called arguments.constructor, and we have type of arguments. We have arguments.callee. So let's see one by one what those are. I will remove this for loop. Okay. Now let's go here and I say console.log arguments.constructor. Let's see what we get. It's running. Let's open the browser. Alright. Let's see what we have in the console. Alright, we get a function object. So the constructor, whenever we print arguments constructor, it gives us a function object. Let's close this window. And next we will explore the type of arguments. So what is the type of arguments object? So we say type of alright, we save it and we run it. Alright, so let's see what we have in the console. There you go. It's an object. So argument is an object. Alright. So that's what I have been saying from the very beginning, that we are going to explore the arguments object. So that makes things clear for us. Next we are going to see something called callee. So if we say arguments.callee, then we will get to know from which function this has been called. Alright, so now going to the console. See, we have this test function over here. So this is what is calling the arguments. This is what is using the arguments, and it is giving the callee function name for us. So that's about it for this tutorial, and in the next tutorial we will dig deeper. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you like this video, please click like and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.